I'm going to talk about the Wenatchee Valley Hat Project that we started about 8 years ago. It's a community program and anybody can join, but mostly, as I say, it's for the elderly.
My name is Levine Jackson, and I've been making hats for about 3 years.
My name's John Springer. I'm a physical therapist here in Wenatchee. I've been a therapist for 20 years and currently working for Confluence Health Home Care. And I've had the luxury of the last 8 years to work in people's homes. And over the past 6 years since the Hat Project began, I've seen many individuals who look forward to making hats for the Hat Project.
We get together in groups and we make hats. We make quilts, we make Afghans. The reason it's called the Hat Project is because it's mostly about hats. Each year, with our program here in the Valley, we make about between 10 and 15,000 hats. We make a lot of hats. And it isn't only women, there are men also.
Been doing it about 4 years, and I enjoy it. And she puts it on the loom, and I do my hat, then she takes them off and gets me ready for another one. So I did about 1,300.
So Velma, tell a little bit about how you feel the Hat Project has been helpful specifically to
I think the Hat Project is a wonderful thing. We've helped a lot of young people, and sometimes we get kids come up and see us, and they'll say, "Oh, Grandpa, I want one." So Grandpa gives them one.
I'm Ashley. I'm the Activities Director at Columbia Heights. I've been the Activities Director for about a month now. Just recently joined the Hat Project about 3 weeks ago, and I've already made 2 hats. Very addicting. I can see why the ladies really like to come down. They get very excited about it. It's a pretty popular thing we do once a week. Has a lot of residents come by and join. I think that they really like to give back to the community. I think that it makes them feel good that even though they're retired, they still get to make a difference here in the community for all the children. I think that it is good for the flexibility of their hands. A lot of people, idle hands will tend to lock up, and by doing this, they're keeping their hand health up to par. And that's all I
Do you
have.
think it's helpful to them as a group to get together and blab and that kind of stuff?
Well, yeah, absolutely. You want to stay social at this point in your life. You don't want to be stuck in your room because that's, that's going to contribute to depression. So them coming out, and it's kind of, they're being there for each other, taking care of each other, making good friends.
I've also noticed many benefits as a result. First of all, there's no doubt the individuals that I've seen get so excited to be making these hats for the children that need them. They're always talking to us about, or sharing with me their excitement about what colors they're choosing, how long the hat's going to be, how short the hat's going to be, and just kind of using the creativity that it takes to just keep excited about something. And for many of these individuals, they don't have much in their life, and they really, really look forward to each hat that they make.
I guess you would say that I'm addicted to this, and that's how it helps me. It does my heart good to see them pick out a hat and put it on, and they feel so good.
The program is free to everybody. The yarn is free. We have an ad in what's called a nickel, which actually saves our lives. We get tons and tons of free yarn. People are very, very generous. We have certain drop-off points for that yarn. But again, to get back to the main point of this program, it's about community. It's about getting together. It's about having a purpose. We have a purpose. People have a purpose. They have something to do with pretty colors or not so pretty colors. People worry, they worry about, what color should I use? I always say, it doesn't matter, the children love everything. This program is for children who need hats. Do they wear them? Well, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. One mother told me about her child. I saw her another day, and she said, my son has Down syndrome, and he got one of your hats, and he simply would not take it off. He wouldn't take it off in the bathtub. He wouldn't take it off when he went to bed. He just wore that hat. He just wore it day in and day out. But they get to choose something brand new. They get to choose it themselves. Nobody tells them which color or when or how. And that is special for many, many of them. The specialness, again, to get back to that for us, is that we have a purpose. We are actually helping people. And Harvard Medical School had a study where they said that knitting, crocheting, and looming that we do, those are the 3 ways we make hats, that those ways give people a chance to relax. People's blood pressure goes down. We all get a chance to just zone out, which when you're older, why not? We have 98-year-olds. We have 8-year-olds. And we have our abuelitas, who are our Spanish-speaking grandmas.
For many of these individuals, they don't have much in their life, and they really, really look forward to each hat that they make. It gives these individuals something to look forward to. It keeps their mind active. They get to work both hemispheres of their brain, using both right and left hand at the same time. They also get to use the creative side of the brain and choosing different patterns, different colors, everything else, in addition to the fact that just the knitting motion itself is fantastic mobility for the hands. It decreases some of the effects of arthritis and the stiffness that you can get in the hands and the fingers, and keeps them active that way. In addition to the fact that the research will say having something to do like knitting helps with depression, it helps to decrease the blood pressure, it helps decrease the heart rate as they kind of get involved in an activity or a hobby, and especially something like knitting that's somewhat repetitious. A lot of people can just relax, and they find it very soothing for them to be making these hats. And many of the patients I've seen over the years have shared that with me over and over, that it just gives them a nice calming effect, and there's many medical benefits to that as well. In my 20 years experience, primarily working in the geriatric elderly population, the most important thing I have found for them is having a cause, having an interest in some sort of hobby. And I think knitting, crocheting is extremely beneficial. I'm so excited for the hat project that we have here in the Valley. One individual wrote in some of the advantages she has found, and she has a very interesting story where she had come out of the hospital unable to walk, unable to use her hands, and she got heavily involved in the hat project, and writes here that now that I have made about 300 hats, I can play the piano again. So hurrah for the hat therapy. And I think that's certainly one of many tributes to the program that we have here in the Valley.
Another special story is about an older man who is 93. His wife is 90, and one day when I was at their senior living place where I go to visit once a week to work the hat project, she told me that she thinks the reason he's lived the last 2 years of his life, which would be 92 and 93, is because of the hats, because he looks forward to that so much. In the beginning of our program, we used to have parties and just get together, but now we have something really special that we do. And buses from the facilities bring people, and one place especially that we go is Head Start, where the children will come in 20 at a time from their classroom, and we put the hats out on the table, and they get to choose a hat. And we try to get as many hat makers as we can there, because they bring the hats that they've made and we put them specifically on the table. So the children cruise around and they look for the hat that they want. The hat makers get an opportunity not only to see the children get their hats, but then to interact with the children. The children will come over and give them hugs and thank them, and they get to give the children hugs, and it's just the cutest, I don't know how to say it, it's just a very special moment for everybody.